All righty. The boys are back. We're live. Another fantasy fishing show. Feels like it's been a couple weeks. Obviously, post-classic. And unfortunately, we are just in list, so there's no paper bag tonight. At least not yet. Sounds like he might be coming late. But we got the whole crew minus Boomer, unfortunately. We'll have to tease him a little bit because he's got some teasing coming as it is with 2 goose eggs to his name now. Not just talking about the 2 O's in his name, but 2 goose eggs on fantasy.
That's just lazy.
I know. Boys, we back. What's going on? Let's go around the horn. Brennan, how are things in good old Iowa right now?
Things are good. It's starting to warm up. Feel like spring. I'm ready to go. Jacked up.
So you guys got to be open and feeding right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. All of it.
Hell yeah. Deke, what's going on with you, man?
Man, well, you and I were just in California, and that was fun. We're back in Idaho now. It's feeling like spring. Excited to chase some Idaho fish around for a bit, and then get back down in the desert for the next BAM Super 60.
Yeah, you're kind of going through all freaking temperatures, I feel like, lately, from Cali to back home to Idaho to the 100-degree desert.
Yeah, dude. They don't mess around in the desert, dude. It gets hot. In May, it gets real hot.
Yeah. Cletus, how are things in your neck of the woods, man?
Things are good, man. I am down a lower unit, but we caught 23.5 pounds with the boys after that. So it worked out. You know, it was one of those like punch in the gut and then still ended up catching them the rest of the day. Had one of the biggest bags I've ever had on Lanier with them boys, with Ryan Hanks and Ethan Seitz. So that was a good time.
Squad.
And hopefully, fingers crossed, everybody out there, cross your fingers that my lower unit comes in time, because I have to do a break-in, 10-hour break-in, and have a tournament on Saturday. So Friday I was supposed to practice, but now I'm picking up my boat Friday, hopefully, and doing a 10-hour break-in probably through the night, and then just be idling around for the Derby. So
wait, what's the break-in process for 10 hours? What, like, give me the breakdown.
First 5 hours. Okay, hang on. I've got it. My mechanic.
Oh, yeah, because it's the older motor, right? Like,
yeah, because it's all 2-stroke smoke. Also, that was the original lower unit. So 1999 original lower unit on that 1999 motor, which I thought was
that Yami hammer lasted a while.
Oh, yeah. Like, so that's why I wasn't mad that it went out. I was like, you know what? Like, I can't believe it took this long, honestly.
So that was what the old Ox Yamaha, right?
Yeah.
Ox 66.
That's a good motor. That's a really good motor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's your tournament at? Where's your tournament?
It's on Murray, and I've only been there once, and I came in 4th place in a college tournament with no practice, and we caught like 4 fish on a buzz bait, and that was it. And it was like super tough, 97 degrees in September, 97-degree water temperature, extremely hot.
Cranking.
It was redonkulous. Okay, break-in period, first 5 hours. Start with low RPMs, cannot exceed 3,500 RPMs until you hit the 5-hour mark. Shift into forward and reverse for a minimum of 10 times. And then once you finally get that to 5 hours, so I can't even like really get on pad. I mean, I guess at 3,500, I don't know, my RPM gauge doesn't work. So yeah.
Nice.
So probably 5 hours of idling ultimately. Shifting in forward and reverse. And then once I get to 5 hours, which I won't know because I don't have any meter, I'll have set a timer on my phone, I guess.
Right. That's what I do.
And then it's short bursts of full throttle, then throttling back to no more than 75% of full throttle from 5 to 10. So then once I get to 10,
I should 5 hours into practice.
Durban that next 5 hours.
Okay,
maybe.
So that's kind of the goal. So he said hopefully it comes in on Thursday. So then slaps it on, and best case scenario, I get it Thursday night, and then I could actually drive to Murray on Friday and then break it in on Murray. But if I get it Friday at noon, then that's when I start having some problems. So then I'll have to drive straight from the shop to Lanier because it's the closest lake and get that daylight time in. So then try to get my at least 5 hours of daylight, and then drive the 4 hours to Murray. Because like if I drive the 4 hours to Murray at noon, then it's 4 o'clock, probably get stuck in traffic. It's 5 o'clock, and then there's like no time to break in.
Right.
So stress it, but we'll make it. Happen. But if I don't fish this tournament, then like I lose all my AOY points and I don't get to fish the team championship.
Well, you can fish on the trolling motor. Worst case.
Yeah, it's just Murray, dude. You can get around, no problem.
Yeah, but
Yes.
it's
Right there.
herring spawn, and you got to run 100 spots to win. So,
Well, you're sitting on one spot waiting him to fire.
yeah,
You got
yeah.
36 volts, man.
Yeah,
Let her
about to
have it.
pull down and fruit bat up. I just gotta post up like the fruit bat and
That's right.
sling a top water. But I don't know. It's weird because it's gonna be super cold this week. Like the lows all of a sudden got cold, but there's still a full moon, so I feel like they'll still do some funky stuff. But I don't know. Sorry, that was really long-winded little.
No, I like
story
it.
there.
One side note to add to that. Why? I don't know. I've always broken motors when it's like not good conditions and I'm on a lake I don't care about or don't know. But why don't we think this through more? Especially if you're going to be idling, like we should be mapping lakes that like we don't know, or like doing some graphing. Like it's always like we're not
In some auto
utilizing that 10 hours. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you think about it, every elite guy gets their new boat and goes and breaks it in probably on their home lake, so are they really even finding anything new out, or are they just going to the same spots or just bouncing around and fishing? I don't know. It's going to be like my first real break-in because obviously I've only had old boats. So it'll be, but when I first blew it though, I was at the point where crap, I need to buy a new motor. Because I was like, I thought I blew my motor. It sounded terrible. Like I didn't know what it was. Like I was like, I sent a video to my mechanic and he said, that ain't good. He said, bring it to me as soon as possible. I was like, that's the last thing I want to hear. So he pops off the lower unit and then he's like, all right, son, cross your fingers. And he's like, I'm going to crank this key. If it sounds good, you're good. If it sounds like it did before, you're in a bad shape.
Whole motor
cranks it. Luckily it rolled over and it was just the lower. So. Could have been worse, but I think we'll put a new motor on it probably in 2 years when I get her paid off, and then I can have another payment again. Just suck into the cycle and have a new show. That'd be
at that point. You might as well just buy like a 2-year-old boat.
That thing.
Yeah, new show on a 25-year-old boat. Well, it'll be 27 at that point, so
work perks.
It'll be sweet. It'll be sweet. I'll pay full MSRP probably. I hope.
No work discount at all.
No.
I hope.
That's amazing.
Got to give back to the brand you love, man. You got full don't ask your friends for discounts. If you like a company, don't ask them for discounts.
That's right. Support
unless it's Omnia or Series 10 at Omnia.
It supports the economy.
What a plug! We got to have Clint on every show. He just does the plugs for us.
That's why you put me in the middle tonight.
It's right.
Plug, man.
That's right. Speaking of plugs. We do have 2 Hobie eyewear shades to give away tonight. So I guess it being the guests, if you will, of the show, Brennan and Cletus, I'll give both of them to each of you guys. So you each have your favorite comment each tonight that you guys see in the chat. You get to pick out, and we'll send them a pair of Hobie shades. Well, actually, we'll get to send them a code because they get to go on the Hobie eyewear site and pick whatever pair of shades they want, which is even better. So with that, you guys keep an eye out, and that for the folks tuning in, make sure you guys are lighting up the comment section. You guys have been legendary the past few events, actually the whole 2025 season thus far. So let's get that going again tonight. Before we get into the Pasquotank, I believe I pronounced that correctly.
Yeah. How do you say this thing? I've been thinking about this all day.
It's Pasquotank. So it's like a K, not a Qua.
It's like the Pam thing,
Yeah.
It's like that.
Pam?
Pam. It's like that.
2 M's.
I'm a North Carolina resident, but I went to college 9 hours away from this place, so I know nothing about it.
Yeah, I did a little digging. I gave Nolan Miner a shout, who's out that way, as well as Epic Eric. If folks don't know who Epic Eric is, you guys need to go follow his stuff because 1, he's an awesome human being, but 2, is a bait junkie. We've had him on the show prior, and he fishes the Pasquotank. And he gives some little insights to that. So we'll lay out the land here in a little bit, go through the weather, preview all that stuff. But fellas, I think let's briefly go back on the Bassmaster Classic because we can't skim over that and neglect it. But before we talk about Classic, I gave a quick shout out to Dustin Connell, champ 3 freaking times, Red Crest, won it in a baller fashion.
Incredible.
Yeah. On the water and off the water, because shout out to him for that the post event presser. Some really cool stuff in regards to talking about being positive in our sport and also standing up for Easton. And it was just really, really cool words coming from a guy that just won his third freaking Red Crest, third event that was 300K for winnings, and decided to not speak about himself. So I think that was pretty honorable of him and respect. And I'm sure we'll dive into more about the Red Crest, obviously, in later shows. But being that this is Bassmaster Fantasy Fishing, I just had to give that shout to old DC. Congrats again on the dub. But guys, classic. What I guess we'll start with you, Cletus. You were boots on the ground grinding, dude. And what's what was your classic like? How was it, behind the scenes?
It was great, man. I think when I saw you guys, I was the most stressed I'd ever been in my life. But I was sitting there trying to pump out a reel like, oh God. No, it was fantastic. It was an awesome classic. I think it's been getting a bad rap on social media just because that's the MO right now for social media. But I think it's a fantastic classic, one of the best ones we've ever had, in my opinion. Obviously, the weather was the story of the week. The wind was crazy. It was just one of those things where these guys are the best in the world. Like, they better be able to handle it. And they handled it. Like, you didn't see anybody break their boats. Nobody break stuff. Nobody get hurt. These guys are professionals, even at 19 and 22, like Trey McKinney and Easton Fothergill. Like, these guys are still professionals. They've been doing it their whole lives, and they handled themselves. They were very well. They were respected. And I think it was a pretty drama-free classic for the most part too. I mean, as far as bad drama, obviously there's a lot of storyline drama, which is great. We always love a good story with the classic. You got hometown hammers like Lee Livesey. Chris Zaldane didn't quite have the classic he wanted. And then Ben Milliken was obviously had a very tough day one, and then came back just so Mercer would eat a pickled quail egg on stage. And I got some awesome photos of that. So that was cool.
Have any of you guys eaten a quail egg?
Yeah.
Are they good?
I've had the Buc-ee's ones. Yeah, I think they're good. I don't know. I think Mercer's putting on a show when he's like, that was disgusting. Like, I think they're pretty good. It just tastes like a deviled egg. I mean, ultimately, like, I mean, it's not anything crazy. I think the consistency is a little weird when you're dipping your hand in the jar. Like, I've got a great picture of Mercer going like this, like reaching into the jar. But great classic. Fort Worth was an awesome venue. I think the reason people are griping is because things were far away. So, like, it wasn't necessarily far away. It was just inconvenient, right? So you had a great convention center. Everything was awesome at the convention center. Great layout. I thought everything flowed well. You had an outdoor area. You had a couple different levels. I was only able to go there for like an hour, and I saw you guys, and I was running through sweating with my backpack on, just like, I've got an hour. I got to get through this thing. And then, but I thought the expo was laid out very well. But then the fact that you had to Uber 15 minutes or drive 15 minutes and park and pay $30 to go to weigh in, I think that deterred a lot of people. Also, in the state of Texas, you had to have a Ticketmaster ticket, even though it was free. You had to go register so they could get your information, and they can send you a ton of emails. Is probably why, data collection is important in business. And so that was kind of frustrating. And then think about it. If you take your kids to, let's say you woke them up and took them to takeoff and then drove an hour back to the convention center, took them to the convention center, those kids are going to be complaining by 4 or 5 o'clock by the time it's time to go to weigh in. A lot of people were like, oh, let's go hang out in the stockyards too. So it's like, are you going to sit through a 5.5 hour weigh in? Or are you going to go to a little bit of the weigh in and then go to the stockyards? Like, there's just so many things to do. I think that's what kind of made the weigh in seem a little emptier than it was, but I was in there, man. I was on the pits. Like, I was 5 feet away from the anglers weighing in on the stage, and just looking around and seeing that crowd, like being where I was, it was just an amazing experience. And I think if you haven't been to a classic, all these negative Facebook Nancy's that are saying that classic's dying, Bassmaster's dead, all this stuff, like, they are completely lying. It is better than ever, and more energy. The goosebumps in that room of people that are passionate about the sport is absolutely insane. And if you haven't experienced it and you have a fishing rod, you need to go. Like, it's a place that you have to experience it. You have a whole new respect for the game, for what goes into making an event happen like that. I have such a high respect for Bassmaster because they do it better than anyone else. And that's my personal opinion. But I think holding an event, making it run smoothly, you have Mercer trying to walk through when people are getting stuck in traffic, going from Ray Roberts through DFW traffic, and trying to get the next angler out and running through a 5.5 hour weigh in, and they still make it run smoothly. Like, that's very impressive. Like, so shout out to Bassmaster for always holding up to the reputation of making it go smoothly. Could it be shorter? Yes, we all would like to see it be a little bit shorter. I'd like to see them cut off Bass Track on the last day. But at the end of the day, like, they can make those changes. It's not like they're completely impossible changes. down the road. So that's my classic recap. Shout out to Easton Fothergill, a stand-up guy, hell of a story. And he's going to be a great representative of the sport. And he's got a lot more trophies to hold up and a lot more kids to inspire. So shout out to him. I get to film with him next week. So I'm definitely fired up about that. Great dude, and excited to get out on the water and see him lean on a few.
Yeah. I think you said it perfectly, dude. From that, logistic wise, it definitely made the weigh-in difficult, I guess, to get to. But I mean, like, Sunday was packed the hell out. It was there weren't too many empty. Obviously, there's a little bit of empty seats when you're. It didn't help either that the camera was showing Mercer's face, and then the background, like, no one wants to sit,
and nobody wants to
behind
sit
the
to
action.
his back either.
Yeah.
Like, they don't want to see his back.
Yeah. Well, otherwise, it was pretty packed. The expo was jamming. That's for dang sure, as it always is. It's always good to see the folks, especially when you got three turds that are bothering you in the media room when you're trying to do all your work. I'm sure you really appreciate that.
Hey, you call it turds. I was on cookie duty. I just kept bringing cookies.
Deacon was feeding me cookies. I've been like so
You
hardcore on the diet, and then all of a sudden I was just like, I need like a fix right now. It's like, I need something to keep me going. And I hadn't eaten all day because I've been up since 3 a.m. filming on the water. And the only thing I had was whatever was in the media room, which was like those awful little meatball sandwiches and then a bunch of cookies. So I was like, Deacon, bring me some cookies, man. So y'all hooked it up and kept me fed. So one thing I was super proud of was as soon as Easton held up the trophy, I filmed on the water with Easton all day. Of course, I got off the water at 2:20. He catches that giant at 2:31. And I missed that. So it did suck, but I was on a timeline. I had to make sure I made it back to weigh in time, had to start prepping this reel of his whole day. So I got back to weigh in, started prepping that reel in the media room with you guys, and then popped back out at Super 6, filmed the whole thing. As soon as he held up the trophy and all that stuff, ran back, finished the edit. We got the edit out in 30 minutes. We got a 1.5-minute long reel out, and we were like the first video posted with Yamaha outboard. So I thought that was pretty cool to be able to be one of the first ones to get his story out, because it had the heartbreaks. He lost a 7-pounder. Like, it had the highs, it had the lows, and then ultimately Hamner handed him that trophy saying, "Be careful, it's heavy" at the end of it, and his whole family hugging at the end. Like, it was a really cool story to be able to put together timely and then try to get it out with Skeeter and Yamaha. It was pretty awesome. So stoked for him and his family. Just what an awesome story, an awesome classic. You had some guys in the top 10 that were super close. Like a lot of guys had a better day that day, but I mean, such challenging adversity through that tournament. And I think all these guys handled it really well. And all the guys that didn't catch them handled it flawlessly and had fun for the audience. Like Logan Parks going like this and holding up nothing and like having fun and being enthusiastic. Like, you're at the Bassmaster Classic. It doesn't matter if you finish first or 56th. Like, it's such a dream to be there and just experience it, let alone fish it. So, I mean, people get starstruck. People don't have a good tournament. You're not going to have a good tournament. A lot of things are crazy. So it's one of those things that, like, if you make it there, like, I hope these guys are looking back and being like, I made it there and I want to get back better than ever. So awesome experience at the Classic.
Well, you got all the competitors saying, I got to get back here, but then you probably got hundreds, if not thousands of people that are in the stands or watching that are trying to figure out how the hell they can get there as well. I know we were sitting watching, and I remember standing next to Deacon. We're sitting there, both got goosebumps watching the Super 6 go down. Like, it's anybody that fishes and has a little bit of passion for the competitive side is trying to figure out how they can possibly make a route to.
It's like, all I got to do is have a good open and then win it. Just beat 200 guys.
That's it.
And that's all I got to do is just win that open, fish the rest of the division, do okay, and I'm in the Classic. Like, it's easy. It's easy. Right.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, Bailey's just like, dude, Adam, we got to get here. One of us got to get here. He's like, dude, you could the nation route and all that. And I'm just like, dude, yeah, you're not wrong. It is so sick. It is so freaking difficult.
Yeah.
Like, it is not even like it is. Oh, it's insane.
The casino. It's like a casino game. It's like the house wins every time.
Yep.
Because we all have that dream and want to dream of winning big and winning that Classic. And then it is pretty cool to see how it's not just the guys that are have been doing it forever and just like finally earned their way there. It's like everybody has a different path to getting there. You can be 22 years old and just have put in that much time and effort and have the stars align, and it's meant to be for him to inspire for more kids to get into the sport. Like, look at how much the sport has boomed. Like, we always like to talk about how it's changed and all this stuff, but like our sport has boomed, not just because of COVID. Obviously COVID had a lot to do with it, of people not having anything better to do, but like COVID's over and there's still more people fishing now than ever. So I feel like this sport, we have had a lot of influence. And like when I was in college, I didn't know what tournament fishing was when I first got to college. And then I found out literally my first day of school. And then I was able to learn. Now these kids are learning as little kids. And so they have the dream of the tournament dream when it wasn't a reality to a lot of kids our age when we were growing up. So it's pretty cool, the platform that Bass has provided to give these kids these dreams and also help fulfill them. I mean, look at Easton Fothergill, perfect example. He's on top and just won the biggest bass fishing tournament in the world. So it is pretty cool to see. I think they're doing a good job.
I am convinced, if you look in the past 5 classics, that Bass goes to whomever is likely going to win, aka like Easton or Hamner last year, and says, "Hey, I know that you're on them, but can you like make it dramatic on the final day?" it never fails, dude. That guy's like, "Oh, he's got a lead, like he's got it in the bag." Like we were talking the night before Sunday, and we're like, I mean, I feel like he catches 10 pounds, like he's gonna win. Like it's over.
But it was dramatic.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like it just,
I was covering
failed
him, dude. It was stressful for me. I'm sitting there, like first thing he loses a big one, and like things are not working out. He's hitting trees. Things are not working out in his favor. He pulls up. Lee Livesey catches a bunch in front of him. Like it was hard to watch. It honestly was. I'm sitting there trying to capture it, and you're seeing like what you think would be catch 10 pounds and it's over. But it was like, this place is so tough, so particular, so dialed in. It's had all this pressure. You've got literally, there's 2 winning areas on the lake and your top 10 is in them. So it's like you're fishing around all these other people. And it's one of those things where you got to be super stealthy, but yet you have 20 camera boats on you that are bumping into trees, being loud, crankling cellophane, like yelling at each other, talking, "Hey, Billy, I think he just caught one of that worm on that cheater box." And it's like we literally heard that of somebody. And like, we all look at them and just shake our head, and they finally left. But it was like, you have all these distractions, and then not to mention all the pressure. And to watch on live on my way home, getting all fired up, watching Easton catch that last fish, like you could see it all just flush away. You could see his face just absolutely, all that tension, all that stress was just, he was like, I can breathe again. It ultimately is what happened with that, catching an 8-pounder. Like that is such a storybook way. Like, yeah, he still would have won by what, 6 ounces, 7 ounces, something like that. But what a way to finish and put a nail in the coffin at the end of the day. And also give him that satisfaction of like, he didn't catch that 8-pounder first thing. He literally caught it in like the last minutes of knowing of like, maybe I won't have it. And then it was his time, and he hooked the fish, landed the fish, had the proper equipment, proper technique to make it happen. And it was pretty awesome. So, all right, I'm done. I feel like I've been talking for 30 minutes.
It's your show, man. It's your show. Just take it.
I love it.
that was perfect. Like I said, this is your show, Clinton. He
You're the
did
star.
everything for
Praise
us.
Man.
Brennan, any final comments from I think
Dude,
the one guy that was watching from home and
you
not on
can't-
site?
Don't make me follow Cleat when he goes off on these rants, right? I mean, you're setting me up for failure. But no, I thought it was a great classic. I mean, it was a nail biter. Nobody ran away with it, you know. I think the wind obviously played a role in what people could do with forward-facing sonar. It would have been interesting to see what could have happened, I guess, if it wasn't so damn windy all those days. But it was good to see a mix, right? And like I said, nobody could pull away with it, and it wasn't like, you know, you wanted to shut the TV off because there was like a 10 or 12 pound lead. So it was fun. Wish I could have been there though.
Yeah. Same with Old Largen who just popped in. He's made it. No
Hello.
garbage bag or no paper bag.
No, I should be wearing one, but I couldn't find one.
Don't listen to me.
Don't listen. That's his name for the folks that are listening. It says, "Don't listen to me."
Oh, jeez.
I love it. Well, I think we're almost 30 minutes in. Let's do a little standings update. Post classic, going into the Pasquotank River. Actually, speaking of which, Justin, how far are you from there?
I have no idea. I don't even know. It's what, Albemarle Sound?
Yeah, it's like almost Virginia border, right? It's
I'm
pretty
probably
close.
like 6 hours, I'll guess. 5-6 hours, maybe.
Dang.
But I haven't even looked at it on a map.
Oh, all right, never mind.
I've never been.
Well, let's do a quick. We'll do drain the lake standings and then a fantasy fishing standings. Where am I? Group page. Come on. All right, here we go. All right, for drain the lake, good old Boomer goose egged both of them. So he, unfortunately, I think he's down and out for the season, boys.
It's going to be hard to come back from that.
That's a lot of penalty points. And in sixth with 4350 is Mr. Adam Deacon. Not putting much stress on the drain the lake this year, eh, bud?
No, I'm never good at drain the lake. I hate that game.
I hate that game. In fifth with 4,450 points, just 100 ahead of Deacon, is Mr. Andy Full. In fourth, just 12 points ahead of Andy, is Mr. Justin Largen. And then a good 100 points ahead of Justin, Zol Cletus. And let's see, 30 points ahead of Cletus is myself. And reigning on the top of the leaderboard, almost 100 points ahead of me, is Mr. Brennan Chapman.
Jeez,
Look at this guy.
Nice, Brennan.
Jeez. Wow.
Turning it around.
Yep.
Who'd you have for the classic? Who'd you pick?
Man, in Drain the Lake?
Yeah.
I got it for you right here if you'd like.
Okay, I was going to say my computer's insanely slow, dude.
You're good. I can read them off for you right here. So you had Chris Aldane, who was in 28th, Stetson Blaylock, 24th, John Garrett, 26th, Patty Walters, who's in the top 10 and 9th, Cody Huff, I think was your worst. No, he wasn't the worst pick. He was 49th. Blake Capps was your worst at 55th. Rob G, 42, and old Benny Milliken at 15th, which his is, when you watch his day 1 to day 3 is impressive from 43 to 13 to 15. It's
that quail egg must have fired him up because he
did.
literally on stage day 1 was like, Mercer was like, if you catch 25 pounds, I'll eat a quail egg. And he's like, deal. And then they like kept talking about it. And then, yeah, he went and did it. So that was pretty cool. He caught like 26-12 or something like that on day 2. It was pretty cool.
That's one thing I like about the YouTube stuff is for, half the field goes up there and says they're around big ones, that sort of thing. But it's nice when you see Ben, it's like, okay, he actually wasn't joking. Like he was around.
He might actually go catch 25 pounds tomorrow after catching 4 today. Or 8 or
well, and he shows it on video. Like he wasn't lying. Like he dumped some big ones. But it's pretty funny in that regard. All right, fantasy fishing. We'll get into this and then we'll get into the Pasquotank River. So we have in last place, of course, Mr. Jake Boomer, 2 goose eggs, and the only event he had was 695. I'd say he's last for the season, boys.
There's a chance.
Bye, Boomer.
Don't forget I forgot to add Lee into my Group A, so we got to add that in, which was announced in the group chat.
Penalty, disqualified.
What did he get? Negative 20 points? Is that what he scored? Yeah,
probably. That's
I think I actually did factor it in here, Andy. Let me see.
Oh, that's good. I
Maybe
thought I
did.
saved it, but I didn't.
Maybe I didn't. We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. It's fine.
But regardless, you're in 6th with
Probably
2,500 points. 5th place, Justin Largen, 250 points ahead of Andy. Andy, we'll get that thing factored in. We'll figure it out. Is Mr. Justin Largen in 5th and 4th? Old Cletus, 2,777 points. And about 150 ahead in 3rd, Mr. Brendan Chapman, sitting hot in the top 3. Look at you turning your years around, pal.
dude, I'm tired of sucking. I've just been picking freely. I've not been like reading into it too much. Just
it's like fishing free, man.
Yeah,
He's having a good AOI year.
I'm picking free right now, man. It's just a good year,
Yeah, you're just 50 points behind 2nd place, which He's been dethroned for first time in like 2 seasons, basically. I think he sat at the top for the past almost 3 seasons in a row. Second place, Mr. Adam Deacon, 2,976. And in first right now at 3,042 is your boy sitting hot on top.
Cheater.
There you go.
Sorry, I scoped them all, boys.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Forward-facing fantasy.
That's right. But it's gonna make for shoot, top 3 right now is well within 100, so it'll make for a fun rest of the season here. That things are pretty tight, except for 7th. Things are very tight.
I feel like the rest of the season, like the beginning was hard. Like Florida was hard.
Florida. Yeah.
Like I feel great about the rest of the season, but I say that now and I'll still be at the bottom with Boomer. But
I feel like this one was kind of hard.
I'm struggling with these dang rules, man. I'm just so confused on like our little changes compared to regular fantasy.
Oh, okay. Blame it on that, D.
I am. I'm gonna blame it right on that.
You just need one rookie, and you can only have one scratch pick. The rest of it's not that hard, right?
It's because Deacon just normally takes all the chalk. He takes all the chalk, dude.
Chalk pick, yeah.
He can only take one chalk.
Guess what's happening in basketball right now?
It's 2 chalk.
All chalk. It's all chalk.
We get 2 chalks?
It was 2 chalks, dude.
Oh my dude, I've been playing 1 chalk.
There's mass confusion. This is our
check
issue.
the receipts, bro. Guys, it's in the freaking group chat. We talked about this many times. I guess this is what I get for thinking that grown ass men are actually gonna read.
Well, I'm just afraid of
the rules.
punishment, so I'm just kind of sliding underneath the grayscale, right? Like, just don't want to take the punishment from the Doge Council we have here.
No.
Well, there's no punishment now. Boomer didn't pick his team twice, so no, he's got to worry.
Boomer's punished himself at this point enough. He doesn't need it. Yeah.
De facto
He's headed to Idaho right now to Boomer's house.
What if he came back and won, though, dude?
That'd be
what
wild.
a story! What a story!
Just
He might catch me
in the top 10.
That would be was it like a 60 Minutes episode on ESPN in 20 years?
Yeah, or 60 minutes.
Yeah, the miraculous comeback in fantasy fishing.
I'm trying to pull up the rules I texted in the group. Just
They're so far back.
I'm not changing, though, man. I'm only going to do 1 chalk. It's working.
Keep going, baby.
You guys with your 2
Yeah,
chalk
you can only
picks.
pick the highest ranked angler in 2 of the 5 buckets. So you get 2 chalks.
Honestly, this one I don't even know if I'm gonna pick a highest ranked angler.
I feel like it's kind of a shootout on this one.
Yeah, this one I'm fired up for. It's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah. So things to preface on the Pasquotank is we confirmed it is not title fishery.
Not a title.
What?
Not much title swing.
Well, that makes me
none at all.
None
None at all. It was only affected by wind. And sounds like big weights. I pulled up a recent local event that was there, was one with almost 26 pounds. The top 3 were all over 20. 4th place base was 19.99. So basically 4 bags at 20 pounds. But it sounds like there's a lot of that 3 to 3.5 pound range because there are a lot of 17 to 15 pound bags. Looks like almost top 25 are over 15 pounds. So it looks like there's a decent average fish. Tried to get some of the local experts on tonight, but unfortunately they were busy. But it's gonna be interesting. Big fish from this local event. There was 2 that were over 8.5, a 7.5, a 6. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. There was 2 8.5s and then 4 that were 7 highs. So it sounds like there's a lot of big fish in this place.
So, do we know what water temps at all?
No, but I would bet they're probably close to spawn.
Dude, I don't know.
82, 82 in the backs of the creeks and like 78 main lake.
Oh. Maybe
Well,
I'm totally kidding. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know if you guys look at the moon phase, but I bet they're going to be spawning like a son of a.
Well, here you go. Here's the kicker on that, though, Deke. So right now, the highest temp the whole week is 62.
Yeah, we're having a cold week right now. It's
That's
not
right.
cold
Yeah,
anything.
Clint was just saying it's going to be cold.
So the water temp inside of the sound is 64.8 currently,
So they're
based on
fine.
this website. Yeah.
They
So
fed
they'll,
me up
they'll
with
still be
this.
up on the mattresses. It might just be the second wave, probably.
They spawning. They spawning. So actually, excuse me, I was incorrect. Let me backtrack. The highest temp is 66. Thursday 66, Friday 66, and then drop 63, 62 throughout the weekend. Looks like
What are the lows?
lows are day one
Oh, in the
is
40s.
50, 49, 48. Yeah, basically around 50. It's not terrible for
Yeah.
nighttime temps.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Every day is mostly cloudy, except for Friday is thunderstorms. Thursday, Friday are southeast 10 to 12 miles an hour, and then completely switches on Saturday and Sunday to northwest 10 to 12 miles an hour.
Ooh, that's gonna be a nasty wind there. That blows right down the. Oof. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I tried to seek out which wind is the worst, and they said as long as the wind's blowing hard, then there's no good wind on that place. So it's gonna. What I was told is that place gets like Great Lake big, so that could make things pretty interesting.
I mean, if you look at it on the map, it just shows you that that place gets gross.
yeah.
But I don't think it'll blow enough to get like. I mean, especially all these boys that just fished the classic, they'll be all right. But I don't think it's going to get big. I think it just might affect the fishing a little bit, but like sight fishing might be a little tough. But at the same time, like that's probably that good one that you want, where you can go sling a chatterbait or do something fun up around some stumps and stuff.
Spinner baits, chatterbaits, square bills.
Mhm.
Might be a
What
fun
is-
one.
Fun.
Somebody's
What
got
is the
TV going.
freaking deal with the wind this year, guys?
Lots of it.
Extreme weather in general. Like think of all the tornadoes and wildfires and extreme cold and snows and rains and freaking tsunamis that are going on this year. Like I think it's just our weather's just getting more and more extreme every year.
100%.
Yeah, I
Side
bet you this
tangent.
summer we'll see some like insane weather probably.
Side tangent to do with the wind. Like when the guys were practicing for the classic, like sinking boats, crazy wind, right? All of that wind that was coming up from the south from Texas, I'm not even joking. We had like a 1/16 of an inch of like Texas red dirt all over all vehicles around here. It was ridiculous, man. Like all the dirt from Texas ended up here in Iowa while they were practicing. It was nuts.
That's like some West Coast stuff where like we'll have a fire in Canada 2,000 miles away and ash will hit Colorado or something.
Yeah, we get that too from the Canadian wildfires, but it was straight up Dust Bowl stuff around here for a little bit, and it was all Texas dirt. Wild.
We got it in Virginia, and I
Did
thought
you
it was
really?
I thought it was pollen. I went out and I'm looking at the car like, what is that? And it was
Yeah.
it was too early for the pollen. Like it's all over everything now, but it was weird.
Yeah,
It
dude,
was
we
pretty crazy.
we had lines of car washes were just backed up like blocks. I mean, it was
Good
crazy.
for business.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. Like it hit us during practice for Lake Fork, and like you couldn't see driving, 30 feet in front of you, which was made the fishing part kind of interesting in practice. And it looks like right now Nashville's flooding like crazy too, which is pretty nutty. They don't need more water out that way.
Yeah.
So I just asked AI why the weather's been so crazy this past year, and said, well, there's not particularly any data referring to why it's as crazy as it is. They said that there is a record in 2024. There's a record number of billion-dollar disasters with 27 weather and climate disasters that caused over $1 billion in damage.
We got to get in the insurance business, boys.
Yeah, well, I don't
It
know.
doesn't matter
what
now.
that
They're
tells
pulling
me.
out of everywhere. The
Yeah, they need to start
hazards.
doing drone estimates of shingles and stuff on houses.
Dude, yes, you do. Number one, but no, dude, I don't know, man. I think it's just going to continue, right? I mean, look, as much, I don't know. Stay pretty tuned into this stuff in the ag market and in the farming and ranching world, and weather events are just occurring more and more, and it's going to continue. Like that's just the trend we're on as an environment in our society right now, and that's what's going to keep on happening.
Well, and shoot. So MJ's had a great point too. Another Bassmaster Open canceled after one day.
Oh, dude, the Opens, the Central or whatever.
We've had like 4 days of competition this year.
Bro, I'm feeling like those guys who caught him day one, glad they caught him. Like, whew.
Yeah,
when
I
are
think
they
that's-
going to
At the
that?
bottom.
When are they going to the Tom Bigby
The what now? Which
for
division?
the Central Opens?
The next
In
tournament.
I've
Mississippi.
got it on my calendar. Hang on.
I think they go to Eufaula next.
Next week.
Oklahoma, right?
Next week is Tom Bigby.
Oh, that's going to be a
The
mess.
16th to the 18th.
What's Tom Bigby? I don't even know what that is.
It's in Mississippi.
he's a good guy.
Oh God, that's
Tom's
gonna be-
awesome.
that's
Tom-
getting
Tom's
canceled too.
Cool, man. Tom's chill.
Cool guy.
Great guy.
I think if you're fishing
He's
the
got a
opens
big
or
decoy.
any multi-day derb this year, you better just go into it knowing you gotta smash their lights out day
Catch
one because you
Day
might
one,
not have a rest of your
get 'em.
tournament.
There ain't no shaking them off or saving areas.
Yeah, you're not going practicing day one. You better catch everything it's worth.
Burn
You
them
see
down,
him put
boys.
the intro on bed, you better catch him. Like,
Yeah,
Oh, Chris, you got him. Get them
yeah,
all.
no kidding. Unreal. Well, anything else to preview of the Pasquotank before we get into this sucker?
No, I don't know anything about this place. I've been trying to just look at it, and I'm like, this is cool. It's exciting. Props to Bassmaster for making this schedule this year because things like this are interesting to me.
I'm
Yeah,
just
I
not
know.
looking forward to all the people complaining about guys catching them with forward-facing sonar off Cypress, like tree bend. It's like, here we go, another forward-facing derby when they
Is there a
should.
bunch of cypress trees in this place?
I believe so.
All right.
Well, they can
Should be
fish
fun.
like 30 different river basins, I think, that dump into it too. There's so much water.
I just figured
Yeah.
that far north, I guess, is there still cypress going on? I guess it's not.
I think so. Yeah,
I
right.
saw somebody's
that
island
area.
video. There's a bunch of cypress going
Yeah,
on.
because there's cypress in the James too on some of the rivers that come off the James River in Virginia. So
Mhm.
I feel like this tournament sets up very similar to that. Like I've been on the James a couple of times, and then looking at what some of these guys are posting in practice, like it looks very similar.
I got a feeling like a lot of our picks are going to be pretty similar in this one too, because I feel like this is a very style
100%.
Oh yeah.
River Boys. Like I feel like we're gonna have some same picks here that'll make things pretty interesting.
I don't know. I got a little squirrely on some stuff too.
Yeah.
I didn't
I
quite
went,
go with them. Go ahead.
I went and looked at Sabine results and like, who should I take that fish is good at the Sabine?
Andy's.
This is
We
probably
can already. We could probably pick Andy's lineup for him. It's gonna be
Probably.
Greg Hackney, Mark Menendez. It's gonna be the same guys he picks every time.
No. Some of them, yes, but no Mark Menendez.
Both of them, yes, but not all of them.
Yeah.
2 of the 3.
Just messing with you, Andy. Just messing.
No, you're good.
All right. Do we want to get into what is it? The I can never freaking remember this game name. The Pick'em challenge first.
Sure.
Oh boy, let me pull it up. I haven't seen it.
Did you not make your picks?
Oh, I made my picks, just not my pick 'em picks.
Are you just waiting for us to pick? Is that what's going on, Deacon?
Exactly. There's no point in putting it out there.
Deacon's
but-
getting polygraphed right now.
Yeah, there we go.
Cheekin's back to being Cheekin.
We can line it up. We can line it up.
We could get that.
a truth verification exam.
Not at this lower court.
All right. Let's get this rolling. We'll go around the horn here. Matchup 1 is the Tar Heel Tangle. Andy, who you got?
Took Matt Airy.
Oh, Matt Airy. I did as well. Cletus, who'd you take?
I got LaHue. He's been fishing really good, and I feel like just because they're both from North Carolina is why they're in here. But I don't think he spent any time out there. But I think he would just be strong.
Well, and a lot of this field too, like, is not far away if they wanted to come take a look. You know, this place. It's not like it's too far away from the chalk of the elites guys where they live
Yeah.
anyway.
Matt and Shane are probably still a 5-hour drive, but
Yeah.
still close enough.
For sure.
I looked it up, Bailey. For me, it's just under 5. I had no
Sounds like
idea.
you need to go fish it, dude. This has got you written all over it, Justin. This is like, it looks like your style of play.
I thought especially if it was title, but you're saying it's not title. I just assumed it was title.
Well,
I
just
think
think of
we
it.
all
Tidal
assumed that.
fishery without the tides, so they don't have to worry about it. You're good.
It's
Who
lightly
would you pick for
salted.
this one,
It's
Justin?
always high tide.
Always high tide. That's right. What'd you got?
Oh, yeah, I went Harry also.
Ari? Deacon?
Airy.
Brennan? That was
Airy.
a One LaHue. All right. Clash of the Carolinas, Hank Cherry or Brandon Cobb? Andy, who you got?
Cobb.
Old Cobb. I also went Cobb. Cletus?
There's some floating worm action.
Cobb. Did anybody not pick Cobb?
Cherry could just
Oh,
randomly
yeah.
win this event, though. I feel like Cherry could
100%.
randomly win.
He's going to use his Sightmaster Plus lenses and
This
yeah.
guy.
Good plug. Good
I
plug.
love it.
Corn on the cob.
Which is a great reminder, folks. We are giving away 2 pairs of Hobie Eyewear shades tonight. That Cletus and Brennan are in charge of picking their favorite comment. So if you guys are not commenting to impress, then you better get started.
It's been a little dry. They need to get funnier for this.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm a comedic comment guy. I like my comedic comments.
Yeah, like I need to not want to say that. Read that comment in front of my mother.
Yeah.
I actually think she might be watching the show tonight. So
Better get
she
after
might
it,
be
folks.
watching.
Spice it up. Let's go.
I really like mustache jokes too. If you got any good mustache jokes, drop those.
All right. So Justin, I think you're the only one that picked Cherry. Is that correct? Brennan, you didn't pick Cherry. Deacon, both Cobbs.
Yeah, cob.
All Cobb.
All right. Top 2 in AOI: John Garrett or Johnny. Is John Cox is second in AOI right now?
Wow. I
Sneaky.
would
Holy
not
shit.
have guessed that.
Florida, baby.
This could be a good one for him too.
Yeah,
Yeah, no
100%.
kidding.
You know,
Real good
he's
one.
wicked with a Senko around a cypress tree, dude. That's
Yeah.
reasonable.
Yeah, no joke. John Garrett or John Cox? Andy.
Took Cox.
I think we might have the same freaking lineup. I also took Cox. Okay. Did anybody not take Cox?
I got John Garrett. I got Garrett.
Johnny Garrett's.
Here we go.
Nice.
I like it. Top
Johnny
2
G.
rookie of the year. We got.
I think
Evan
we could
Kung.
really. Sorry,
Go
I
ahead,
was saying
Andy.
we could speed it up here and just be like, raise your hand, who took who, instead of going around the horn.
I like this. Okay, smarter, not harder. I like it, Andy. Top 2 in rookie of the year. Raise your hand if you took Evan Kung.
Right here, boys.
One Kung.
One
Yeah.
One Canadian. All right.
Risk it to get the biscuit.
One
Nice.
dope, one Kung.
Hey, he had a great St. John's River event. Canadians can catch him. All right,
That's
matchup
right.
with the Kyles. Kyle Welcher or Kyle Patrick? Raise your hand if you took Kyle Patrick.
I got Patrick here too.
Wow.
I'll be the
Going
weird
against
guy.
that grain,
Dude,
man.
I'm picking free. What did I say?
You notice he's been waiting though to see whose hands go. He's like, I'm taking the opposite.
Damn it. No, you cannot accuse me of this. It's all right here.
All right, Drew times 2. Raise your hand if you took Drew Cook. Everybody except we
Ooh,
even
it's
ties.
split.
3 and 3.
Was that a half, Clint?
No,
You're
that's
undecided?
a full. No, that's a full. I was just
Okay.
trying to
Okay.
actually turn my hand
He
around.
didn't know what to do with his hands.
I didn't know how to interpret that. Yeah. I don't know what to do with my hands.
All right, the roommate battle: Tim Doobie versus Mark Menendez. Who took the Doobster?
Doobster.
Oh, 4v2. All right, I like it. Andy, this is great. It was a much faster way to go through these things.
Way to innovate,
Bravo.
Andy. Nice.
Well, I was just
Everybody
like, you
innovated.
did it on the one, so I got who didn't take who, and I'm like, all right, let's just raise our hands, speed it way up. I like it. But good job, guys.
All right, let's get into fantasy fishing picks. Let me pull up my screen here.
Don't pull mine, and make sure you lock your picks in before you leave the screen.
I've done that before, except I didn't set my entire lineup. I think I
Yeah.
did that a couple years back. I don't know why StreamYard is cutting our heads off, so we're just blocks down here, but we're just gonna roll with
I
it for
don't, I
now.
don't see it cut off on my
No,
end.
I'm good. It's
It
just
just
heads.
is it not squares for you guys?
No, they're squares, but my head's there.
Our heads are there.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's all janky on my end for whatever reason.
Hmm.
As long as you guys are good, you can still see my ugly bug. That's all that matters. All
You
right.
just see your upper lip and it looks like it stinks.
Oh, mustache.
Mustache joke.
Yeah.
Now give us to us in the comments. Come on now,
Yeah.
guys.
Keep the mustache comments rolling.
Oh gosh. We've on this whole episode and we haven't given Boomer any hell for not making the past 3 shows now.
I think he's done. He's straight up quit.
he's just done.
He quit. He said, "I'm out of here."
He mentioned in the group chat he'd come in to commentate our competition because he's already out of it.
He's retired.
We could-
He's
we could
announcing
have
his
him-
retirement.
He could like referee or something, you know?
You know, in this scenario, you know how Bass gets some anglers on day 3 and 4. Well, in this case, he just came on day 2 because he already basically he's done for the rest of the year.
Yeah. He did. He just fished day 1 and got 12 pounds, and he's like, "All right, guys, like I'm not even fishing the freebie day."
Boomer's working the expo the rest of the season. He's working the expo. Sorry, Boomer.
Oh, that's awesome. That's good. All right. Well, let's get rolling here. We'll start with bucket E, and we'll go bottom to top. Clint, what you got?
Of course, I'm on the bottom.
Caboose.
I got Justin Hamner for this one.
Ooh, where's he at in here?
Exactly.
14.1%.
Yeah.
It's like third down.
Oh, I completely
Oh,
missed him.
okay.
Good Lord.
Wait,
Nice.
do we? Okay, not a chalk pick. Not chalk.
No,
Chalk, not chalk.
not Chuck.
Not chalk.
I didn't realize he was up there that high. That's cool. But no, I think Hamner's a great junk fisherman. I think he'll figure it out. He also likes all that, like getting nasty with some cypress trees and doing some cool stuff like that. I feel like he's just he hasn't had the greatest start in Florida, I don't think. But I think he's gonna do well here.
You think that's from like the Coosa kind of style, like junk,
Yeah.
nasty stuff?
Because Florida's such an anomaly too, right? So like I feel like you can't judge it off the Florida turnout. I mean, obviously you got guys fishing good, they're fishing good, but I mean, Easton Fothergill didn't fish good in Florida and he won the Bassmaster Classic. So, but yes, going back to Hamner, I think Hamner's fished all over Alabama. Alabama has so much to offer, so many different fisheries. So that makes him pretty versatile. And I feel like this tournament's going to be a tournament of junk fishermen for sure. So I think he's one of those that is willing to figure out what works. And if he shows up the next day and it doesn't work, he can make something else work.
You know, when you say that, it reminds me, I was watching the Lake Champlain rerun. I think it was from, was it last year or 2 years ago? And all these guys are pinging minnows, and he's the one guy floating out there with them, but he's throwing a freaking glide bait while everybody's throwing a minnow. So yeah, I think you could say he's all over the board. Could be a wild card in that.
For sure.
Brennan, who you got?
So I'm going to use my rookie here in bucket E, and I'm going to take Andrew Loberg.
Dude,
He needs a rebound.
I've had this weird feeling about that same thing on this one.
Deacon, don't be stealing my pick.
Listen, he's got a 0.2% on this, and I was like, this might be
Yeah.
my lowest percentage pick ever. But anyways, go ahead.
I like it. Justin?
Believe it or not, I did the same thing as Brennan.
There we
I
go.
went Loberg.
Hmm.
Bailey, I know you picked him a couple times early in the year, and I'm thinking now. if
I
pick him,
definitely took him a few times. Yeah.
It's definitely
He can't stay at the bottom like that forever. You know, he's
No.
had a rough start to the season. He's going to rebound. It might be this one.
Yeah, I mean,
We
like you
just
guys
said
said, it's
Fothergill.
Florida. Florida's tough. Florida's a wild card. Loberg's
Yep.
a freaking hammer. It'd be,
Just
I
trying
could
to
see
find
him
the other
completely.
rookies.
Yeah.
The other rookie. This is a hard rookie one. Do you guys agree?
Very
Yes.
hard rookie.
Very
one.
hard. Yeah.
Like, just because, I mean, you're thinking old school stuff in a lot of situations here, guys that have had experience running rivers and fishing cypress. And like, rookies don't come to mind in this necessarily, although we know that forward facing will play to some degree.
I like the layup better. Sorry.
I also find a little comfort with the rookie pick this year that we have to do, knowing that nobody's really been here before. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, it's not like, you know, the Johns or something like where the vets have been there 1,000 times, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Makes me feel a little better, a little
Yeah.
gooder.
Little gooder.
Yep.
Mo better.
Mo better.
Oh, better. All right. Wait, did this knock this whole thing out of whack? Oh, no. I'm stupid. All right, Andy, who you got?
A chalk pick. I'm taking Hackney.
Oh, come on. Chalk.
Called it.
The amount of times Andy has chose Hackney is like every time.
It's
Like the amount of times is every
Hackney
time.
could win. I actually was torn between him and Steve Kennedy. I wanted to go with Kennedy, but I'm like, he's either going to finish 90th or in the top 5.
That
I
is
want
a Steve
somebody-
Kennedy thing.
And I was like, I just want somebody that might be a little bit more moderate in the fall. So like if Hackney kind of bombs, right, it could be like a 30th to 50th for him as opposed to that steep fall. And if I get a 30 to 50th out of Group E, I'm going to take the chalk pick every time.
And Hackney's
Makes
like
sense.
buttered up a little bit this year with fishing the MPFL too. So it's like I feel like he's a little bit more dialed in of just like staying in that fishing mindset and not squatching all the time. You know, like hunting for Sasquatches in the woods. Like he's dialed on the fishing game.
A little less watching. That's awesome. Deacon, who'd you have?
Man, I went Loberg and Buckety, just a straight gut pick. Copying Brennan. Yeah.
Deacon's picking free too. I don't like that.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow, I'm surprised my pick was not chosen at all. I kind of figured we were all going to have almost the same one here, but he won the James River Open. I'm going with Kenta Kimura for this one.
I like that.
Sneaky. That's a fun pick too.
I wish he did as good in the elites as he does in the opens, though.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean? Dude,
holy cow!
You put him in an opens field, which is harder, and he doesn't. You know, he kills it, and then you put him on the elites, and he's just kind of meh most of the time. But,
you know what it is,
and then he stuns you.
He's got too many options to fish in the elite series. That's where he has to bear down in the opens and pick an area. So maybe he's like too
more
wide
boats.
open.
More boats.
Yeah.
Bring more boats in, please. Thank you.
Right.
It's less stressful. So he's smoking more cigs and drinking more Red Bulls than he is.
Running around. Yeah.
More boats make it feel more like Biwa. He's in his zone. It's good to go.
Yeah. I love that. Hopefully that's good there. 1%. I'll take that. Take that all day. All right. Well, somebody mentioned, where's the comment? MJ says he likes Loughran for this as a sneaky pick.
Oh, dude, yeah, big time. If I wasn't taking a rookie in E, that was my guy.
Same.
Very good call, MJ. Oh yeah, from the area, that's a good call. I didn't even think about Loughran being he's out that way. All right, Group D. What we got? Cletus.
I've got Caleb Summerall. Obviously, he's used to that type of fishing, that style of fishing. When you put him in that element, dude, he catches them. When you get him in his wheelhouse, like I think he will catch them. I think he gets real frustrated when he feels like he's out of his comfort zone, and I think that's resulted in some tough tournaments. But I think if he gets some good momentum on the first day going into this one, I think he'll make it to day 4.
I like it.
It's a great pick.
Brennan?
So I got Pat Schlopper here, the Wisconsin man, and I think he's going to feel right at home in this North Carolina fishery, honestly.
No Ben, huh?
No Ben, no. But I just think, you got grass, obviously, plenty of wood, right? I just think it's a junk fisherman's paradise, and Pat's going to feel right at home. So I'm taking Pat Schlopper here.
Take it. Justin?
I went Kyle Patrick. And I don't know why. It's kind of a gut pick. I feel like he's very consistent, and I need some consistency because I've got a lot of guys that bomb this year.
Yeah, I feel like he's
same boat.
Besides the first event this year, he's every event he's fished last year, and Okeechobee's had. He is Mr. Consistency, I would say. He's been what, top 30, top 40 in basically every event. It's a good pick. Andy?
Going Drew Benton. If they're still on beds, he's going to find them, and he's hell of a good flipper. And I think this is going to be, if you don't see chatterbaits and square bills, you're going to see the old flipping sticks. And yeah.
Still on bed. I feel like we determined they're for sure going to be on bed, if not already.
Yeah, I'm just worried about the cold front. If it sucks like the big females back off, if they're starting,
I don't think it's that much of a cold front. If your lows are
lows,
it is definitely a cold front because it's been in the 80s like the past few weeks, and then all of a sudden it's like the lows are back in the 40s. Like the lows were in the 60s for the past 2 or 3 weeks, and fish have been spawning all over the place.
For sure, but I feel like there's a point in spawn where when you get so deep into it doesn't matter. Like
they're too far along. Yeah.
Like they're still going to spawn. I'm just saying, I feel like the waves are going to be a little bit more wavy. Like, because I feel like once you get into that consistent warming trend, and then you kind of have fish spawning for like a whole month or 2, I feel like it's been super wavy where it's like on and then it's off and then it's on and then it's off. Like the actual waves dependent on the moons and the daylight. So, but it's a full moon. So, I mean, they should still be spawning, obviously, for this. But I feel like what they practice might be a lot different in the tournament. So it takes those guys that can make those adjustments last minute.
I think the nice thing in that is it could kick back a wave, you know, say for a day, but I feel like because every day is pretty similar, that it might delay them, but I feel like they're just going to come right back. They're going to get used to it. And they're going to come up. I don't know. I'm no spawn expert, but at least for me, I feel like it just takes a day, maybe a day and a half, if it does affect them, and then they'll keep coming up.
I don't know enough about this fishery, but the only thing that I can think about right now is when you started saying those weights of fish, Bailey, when you're like, man, there's just a bunch of 3 to 8 pounders in here. To me, that reminds me of a place that is absolutely going off right now, and that's Clear Lake in California. And I've never, like, when you have that quality of fish, like 3 to 8 pounders, just a bunch of them, to me, that means that there's so many of them that they're going to, like, there's so many cycling into a spawn that next wave is just, there's just so many, like they spawn on Clear Lake from literally April to June because there's too many of them to spawn at the same time. So they just are always spawning when there's a moon or something around a moon phase. So to me, I think that it could be affected and probably will be affected, but I think by the sounds of how healthy the fishery is, maybe there's a bunch of them, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. Andy?
Isn't it Deacon's turn?
Oh, shoot, my bad. Deacon, go ahead.
Bucket D, man. I also, well, I'm hedging my bet here, so I'm not going Drew Benton. I'm stuck between Drew Benton and Stetson Blaylock, but I'm going to go Stetson just because anytime you see Stetson in a bucket D or an E, hard to bet against him, man. He seems to
Brandon,
crack in his top 30s.
He's got a dub at Winya Bay too. I mean, I got to believe like that's going to fish fairly similar to this. One would think.
I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah,
River boy, dude, Arkansas guy.
Yep.
So on this one, I took my chalk and I went with Lester. But I'm wondering if you guys know something and I don't. Is it Lester just because he's the junk guy that he's this high, or is there something from history wise that I'm missing?
He's great on rivers.
Yeah,
he's great cranking, great on rivers. But I don't know. I was a little thrown off by that too, Bailey, to be 100% honest.
Yeah,
like
I know he's won on the Tennessee River, but nothing like this kind of setup.
We'll see.
Yeah, old B Lester. All right, Group C, Cletus.
C, I got Kyle Welcher, the junkiest junk fisherman out of them all, and he's in his element again. Like I kind of picked a lot of junk fishermen for this one. I think Welcher's awesome for that, and I think he needs a good tournament. I think it's about time for him to actually shine and be on a Bassmaster Live camera. I think it's his time again for this year.
I like it. I like that pick, Brennan.
I'm gonna go with Tyler Williams here. I could just see him going to work with his jig. You know, he's also one of the hottest hands right now in bucket C. Probably doesn't really have much business being there right now. He should be in A or B, frankly, but I'm going to take Tyler Williams.
Old T-Dub.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Justin?
I'm copying Cletus. I went Welcher. River guy, junk fisherman. Yeah, everything Cletus said.
Everything Cletus said. I like it.
Don't listen to me.
Don't listen to me.
I literally have hashtag fantasy failure. Don't follow the failure over here. I'm struggling.
That's why Justin's name says don't listen to me.
Love it. No, I think this was actually one of the harder ones to pick between like Prosnick is good in Cypress trees, Tyler Williams, like Cobb is good, Tyler Rivette is good in Cypress trees, Welcher, you have Carl.
You're just listing off
good.
Everybody's picks.
Yeah. So Carl's good on these types of bodies of water too, but I'm going the old man group. I'm taking Gerald. It's just a Gerald type of event.
Agreed.
Old Swindle.
I feel like he's fishing free this year for a while. Like he's finally like back. I feel like he's actually fishing how he likes to fish again.
Maybe he was scoping at St. John's River.
I know, but I think he likes it now.
Island.
I think he likes it more than he leads on because like I think he's starting to get like coming around to it to where like I don't know. I mean, maybe he feels like he has to do it. I don't know, but
that positive mental attitude is coming back.
Maybe
is what's going on.
Yeah, Andy, I feel like we should rename your fantasy teams going forward to just Team Boomer because you just always take the old guys.
I don't take them all every tournament, all
Just
right? But like
early 2000s Bassmaster is just playing in his head every time. I pick.
they've got me this far, right? Like I think I took second last year, and I picked Boomers the entire time last year too. So it works some of the time. So we'll take it.
Are they even boomers? I don't think they
No,
are.
no,
No, they're definitely not Boomers. They're the Boomers of the Bass Elite. The old man of the Bass Elite.
We're gonna get clipped now and put on by some dork on Facebook saying, "Oh, these guys are calling Swindle Boomers."
Everyone's Boomers at this point.
No, it's I call my grandpa a Boomer just for fun, just to make him mad.
I'm a Boomer. I feel like sometimes.
You old soul.
I mean, to be fair, we literally have a Boomer in our fantasy group chat, and he doesn't show up, so he is a Boomer.
He is a Boomer.
True.
Every time I'm feeling like a boomer, I just don't answer my phone for 4 days. Because that's exactly what Jake Boomer does.
Dude,
Boomer
Clip that. We'll post it to Alpha Angler. Nailed it.
there you go. Yeah,
Sounds good. I know a guy that can
Collab.
make that happen. Send it to me. Jake won't see it for 2 weeks.
Dude, you talk about not answering your phone for 4 days. I texted my grandfather happy birthday, and a year later, the morning, like I was gonna text him happy birthday afternoon. The next year, full 365 days, he texted me in the morning saying thanks.
He probably thought you said it that day too.
100%. Hey, Bailey, do us all a favor. Call your grandpa on his birthday. Come on, man. Those guys are going to respond to a text.
Yeah, he doesn't answer the phone. He literally just doesn't bring his phone anywhere. Yeah, I got to call my grandma to get the call to my grandpa.
That's incredible. He's just like, yeah, I'm just, dude, I couldn't live in 2025 without having my phone somewhere. You kidding me? I can't even get around the city I live in without my phone. I don't know where I'm at.
When's the last time I've read a magazine on the toilet, dude? Like, like those Bass magazines are collecting dust.
Dude, I was fishing with my grandfather once on the water, and he's holding his phone over the water. And he goes, "Wouldn't it be a shame if I just drop this in?" And it's like, "You won't." He's like, "Ah, your grandmother will kill me."
He thought about it.
Yeah,
He thought about it hard.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Hey, let's speaking on that, let's get some boomer lists going in the chat. Make sure you guys we should give him to DM Alpha Angler and say boomer lists and just see how many DMs we can get from.
Then my phone's gonna be lighting up because you know Jake doesn't run that.
I love
Dang it. Good old boomer. Boomer's a boomer for not having social media.
It'll be a boomerang and come back and hit Cletus in the face. So let's not.
Yeah, exactly. It's a boomerang.
Go blow up Alpha Basscast. I don't run that.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. All right. Who was that? Who picked last? I forgot.
Deacon, you put your pick in?
Yeah, I have not picked yet.
All right,
There you
go
go.
deep.
I'm surprised that no one has picked this person yet. But man, I'm going Luke Palmer. First of all, dude can
100%.
absolutely forward face him on a freaking cypress tree. We know that. Had a great conversation with him at the Classic about that. Like he loves doing that. And then you sit here and you think about Oklahoma River guy, just a consistent guy, right? Like I rode Luke Palmer for the last couple of years, so it's great.
Yeah, I can see that.
MJ,
He's
we're
only
getting closer to some
1.7%.
sunglasses.
Yeah.
1.7.
Deacon's
MJ's getting
picking
closer
free,
to
Brennan. Watch out.
Yeah, man, I'm nervous, honestly.
It's 0.
I like that pick a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Especially post Santee, seeing what he did there, and he's due for a good one. Due for good. He's got the baby luck going. I'm more surprised. I thought you were going Poroznik for sure. I'm going based on location and fishing here. I'm surprised nobody else picked him, but I'm going old J Powell for this one.
Great pick. Bed fisherman, Senko fisherman, go catch him.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
All right. Group B, Cletus.
Going rookie here. I'm going Paul Marks. I think he's hot off of a good red crest too. But I mean, I made these picks like 4 weeks ago, so or whenever it opened 2 weeks ago. But I think he'll be good. Good junk fisherman as well. I mean, everybody deems him as a scoper, which he's fantastic at, which may do very well in this tournament. It could be very well a live scope tournament. We think it's going to be an up shallow it's definitely going to be one of those like 5 and 5s on Sunday, I bet, where you got 5 guys scoping and 5 guys old school fishing or whatever the Facebook comments say. But they're all fishing on Sunday, baby, at the end of the day. So I think Paul Marks will do well in this tournament. I think he's set up to have a really good year.
I dig it. Brandon?
You know what? Give me Brian Schmidt here. I could see him getting crazy with a swim jig. I feel like, you know, a lot of the stuff that he knows in Maryland is going to translate here. I think he's going to do well.
Dig it. I can see that. Not too far. Justin?
I went with Schmidt as well. Dude has won a ton on the Potomac. He likes the Mississippi. If it's a river, he's one of the guys that's going to be hard to beat, I think.
Yep.
I think the one thing I forgot to ask Eric was vegetation, like how much and what kind was there, how much it plays. Yeah, it's a good question. I will ask AI. As Andy, you give your pick. I will ask AI about the vegetation in Pasquotank.
Eelgrass fields. You can't picture that. I can.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm taking Paul Marks. I had to take my rookie pick, and he had a good red crest, and I made my picks yesterday. So, riding the momentum.
Let's see. AI says the brackish waters of the Pasquotank River features eelgrass, shoalgrass. Don't know what the hell widgeon grass is.
Yes, widgeon grass. Oh, yeah.
And many cypress trees, wooded cover, and hydrilla. There you go.
Ooh.
Y'all know what widgeon
We're gonna
grass
delete
is?
that. We can't say hydrilla. They're gonna go spray it now.
Y'all actually know what widgeon grass is?
I have no.
What is
What
it?
is widgeon grass?
It's when you get it on your crankbait, and you're like, widgeon is that?
Did you just come up with that?
off the dome, dog.
Love it. Good.
Dang. That was so good.
I pull up widgeon grass on Google Images. It first thing says widgeon grass for sale. So I don't know. What is this?
How much is it?
There's 1% of the field that's trying to plant it in the Pasquotank right now.
Yeah, here. I'll let me share. Here's the tab for you.
Oh, yeah, that's widgeon grass right there.
Widgeon's that, son.
It doesn't look like anything fishy. Interesting.
Slimy.
Is widgeon grass fishing?
I just feel like there's got to be like big flats with a lot of eelgrass on it, you know?
It's also known as ditch grass.
Some of that ditch grass. They're gonna be spawning in them grass holes. It's gonna be pretty fun to watch.
Like it. All right. Andy, did you give your pick?
Yeah, Paul Marks.
Oh, right. Okay. Deegan?
Man, I almost went McKinney just because he's fishing so well. Like, I understand the Classic was all about the winner, but dude, he finished second in that dang deal. And is just a hammer. But I'm gonna go Mr. Drew Cook. I don't have someone as a spawn guy, and I kind of my top 2 A and B picks are spawn oriented anglers to some degree. So I'm going Drew Cook in bucket B.
Dig it.
Yeah.
Well, I have no good reason for picking him besides getting my rookie out of the way, and multiple guys have already taken him. So I'm going to keep this brief, and I also went Paul Marks.
Also, I think he missed the day 1 of practice because I think he wasn't getting there till like 9 o'clock today because of Red Crest.
Yep, he's winning it.
Yeah, I mean, he's winning.
Probably.
He's done well in Mississippi in the opens.
He's pulling a John Cox.
Yeah, exactly.
Old Johnny Cox.
The difference was John Cox would show up with no practice and still catch him. Like,
Old double dip a skip a son.
Yeah. All right, Group A, last bucket here. Cletus.
I've got my idol Brandon Polinick.
Brandon Polinick. I like it. You don't have to give a reason ever for Brandon because the dude just catches him everywhere.
yeah.
I mean,
Dude, I would go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say when it's like junky, some fish spawn and some fish not. When big fish fisheries, if there's fish that are like 5 to 8, and then also that shallow cover, like mid-depth cover, like dude,
It's just his 360 wheelhouse, right? Like I want to see him laying his alpha angler rod on his 360, lining up a cast, banging out a crankbait, and just doming one up. Like I feel like it's just gonna happen.
I love that line. That was just a plug after plug in that sentence right there.
Hey, cranking that plug. That new Megabass plug is not out yet.
Which has anyone in
joke.
this room got their hands on that thing yet?
No.
Not the prototype one, obviously.
Like
but,
the 2-ouncer.
Yeah,
Dude,
that big old
the
thing.
freaking. I
Big
thought I'd
M40
ordered them,
or
and they told me it was
4.0.
sold out like 2 days after I ordered it. Didn't make any sense to me.
Tackle Warehouse did that to me too on those Nico hooks that Fothergill put me on. I ordered them Sunday night. I asked Fothergill, I was like, "What Nico hook do you like? I need a new one." And he's like, "Oh, it's this Tailsman or whatever." And of course they were out. But Omnia got them in for like 5 minutes. I set a notification on the wait list, and I got in. I ordered 4 packs, and then all of a sudden they were sold out. But they should come in at some point this week, I hope. But
I keep
Or next year this time.
yeah,
One of the two.
we'll see.
Well, if it is in stock, use code Series 10. Omni Fishing. Save some
I
dollars.
did.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
Thank you.
Shoot, what were we just talking about? Who was that?
Fishing.
Polnick.
Yeah,
Polnick,
Brennan.
Brennan
Oh,
Stern.
yeah, really fast. A point on Polnick. Dude, that dude's got to have like the craziest resume of wins on the Elite Series from like a diversity of wins.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty gnarly actually. From
And he
time to
won
year
on the
to year.
James. I mean, it wasn't really doing rivery stuff, but that's the thing. That's what Polnick does. Like when
8-inch
he won
magnet.
that Open on the James, like he was hitting a square of water, like it was like water coming out of this dam, and he was hitting it with an 8-inch mag draft. I was filming Oliver Nye, and him and Oliver Nye were both fishing the same dam at the top of the James, and he was hitting this like it was like a little dike of water coming out, and he was just putting his 8-inch mag draft in it, and it would fall out perfectly, and he was catching bigs. It was awesome. But like he's known to find that little locked in spot. That's what reminded me so much. Like when he won at Okeechobee, it reminded me so much of that tournament because he just locked into that one area and then eventually caught him there.
It's pretty sick.
That's awesome.
Brennan, what you got?
So I took my AOI pick, Will Davis Jr. in bucket A. I feel like this is one that honestly he could win. He'll probably knock off a lower unit on a cypress stump now that I say that. But I mean, you saw him like abandon ship on the honey hole that Polnick, Doobie, and who else was sharing, right? De Palma at Okeechobee. He abandoned that, went swim jigging down the bank and drummed up like a couple big ones. I just feel like he's going to be right at home here. So Will Davis Jr.
Heck yeah. I mean, every time you pick him, dude, you've been picking him and he's had great events.
He has. I'm going to keep it going.
If he wins AOI, I mean, he has to credit it all to you.
I would think so. Yeah, I would think that would be in order, but we'll see.
Just want to thank my favorite dope in the fishing industry.
The one and only. Yeah.
The one and only dope.
Yeah.
All right, Justin, who you got?
I went Patrick Walters. I feel like he's kind of like Polnick in that he's good everywhere. He's won all over the place. He's due for an AOI, and I feel like he's a safe pick. So I've been picking him just Group A, I think all season, and he's won. He has not let me down, so I'm gonna keep picking him.
It's pretty hard for Patrick Walters to have a bad event.
Yeah,
That's true.
I think he has to try.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not going to catch him this event. Andy, who you got?
Boom or bust, Jason Christie.
Ooh,
There it
there we
Nice.
go.
There's the Andy pick.
Yeah, there we go.
But
You guys see what he did
it's
at
a Jason
Santee?
Christie type of event, right? Like, yeah. Well, that was after he won the Classic. You knew he was going to bomb there.
No, you're saying because he almost won the Open on Santa.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Or not the Open.
that
Sorry,
he won
excuse
the
me, NPFL.
Yeah,
Didn't
thought
he
he
win
did
the
win.
MPFL?
Oh, he did.
yeah,
win.
he did
excuse
win
me,
the
I'm stupid.
NPFL. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I
Yamaha's got 4 wins this year, boys.
Come on.
Come on.
Come
And we're
on.
about to have number 5 with old BP.
Yami's dominating.
Yeah, I can definitely see
oh,
Christie doing really well.
Quick side note from the comments. Tom Sullivan asked what Nico weight Fothergill was using. I don't know the exact brand, but I know on the windy day he was using a 3/32 that was out of the worm, and then on the sunny day he was using a 1/32 that was a nail weight in the worm, with no exposed weight.
Sneaky.
Well,
Hey, now that you know all this stuff, Clint, what was that hook?
It's the Tailsman. It's the Ryugi Tailsman, and so there's a regular which has fluorocarbon weed guard, and he used that on on day 2, I think, but when it was real windy and he was like he said like if he'd make a bad cast or whatever, he was using the heavy guard, which had I think it's like steel or wire or something. And dude, like I was watching him like put it and I was like, oh dude, he's snagged, and he would just like feather it out of there. And I was like, Jesus. And then he'd be like, and he'd be like, okay, he's on him. And like every fish he had was pinned. So I think there is something to that. And then also it's a smaller hook, right? So like it's not a giant Nico hook by any means. It was very finessey. And I feel like with those bigger bass, like think about it like when you're thinking about big swim bait fishing on a HUD and things like that, like fish can see a hook, like especially the shine of the hook. So the less of the presentation you have to have that hook exposed, I think is the better with that. And I think that helped him a ton in that tournament.
That's a very Western thing, man. Like Cody Meyer, for instance, too, man. Those guys, they just use little baby hooks in all their wacky rig finesse stuff. They just want it to not show anything.
John Cox too. He uses a size 1 drop shot hook on his wacky Senko stuff. Same deal.
Yep.
If they choke it, why do you need a giant hook?
I don't know. I've seen people, around here using 6/0 flipping hooks for their wacky rig. You never know.
I was using a 4/0 circle hook when I first started throwing a wacky rig.
Oh boy!
But I mean, with that, you don't even have to set the hook; you just reel and they're hooked.
That was good because I never felt the bite because my rod was like $30.
There we go.
Perfect.
Now I got those alpha anglers and I feel a fish fart on it, son.
Oh, come on.
Come on, man.
MJ is correct. Easton's show on BTL was incredible. Definitely encourage people to go give that a listen.
I sent those to you guys. Like that was wow.
That was a great show.
And
also on Mercer too, you finally got to see a little bit of Easton on Mercer's show. Like he finally like didn't just talk fishing. He like actually opened up about kind of who he is and like who we get to see behind the scenes. Like he actually opened up a lot on that show. That one's definitely worth watching too.
That is a perfect pitch up for us, Clint, because next week after the Pasquotank River, Easton's going to be joining our show, and we're going to having a champions roast. We're actually bringing some people on to roast Easton and bring out some of that. Talk a little bit of fishing, but a lot of non-fishing. We're going to have a good time. He agreed to it, so it's going to be fun. So people have that to look forward to.
Kyle Patrick better be there.
Can confirm nor deny. But regardless, we remind the folks that get some of these comments rolling because we still have 2 pairs of Hobie Eyewear shades to give out. And you guys got to impress Clint and Brennan because they're going to be picking their favorite comments. Get as rowdy as you'd like, but time's running out, so you better get those comments rolling, folks.
MJ was close with the Boomer Facebook comment, but I'm not sold. So we need some more.
And I'm picking one of the next 3 mustache comments.
So play the odds, people. Start ripping on mustaches.
We just need 3 of you.
Oh, it's awesome. All right. Who's next? I'm horrible tonight, guys. I apologize.
I've also been talking half of the show and interrupting every 5 minutes. So.
Brennan, take your pick.
Hey, you're a great podcast guest. That's all.
Yeah. I got Will Davis. Yep.
Will Davis. Justin, did you go yet? Oh yeah. Andy. You went Christy. All right.
Oh yeah.
Deacon, who'd you have?
I went with Cox, man. Give me the chalk on this one.
I like that.
Big Cox don't need no lives. Go.
No.
Don't need.
Give him a Senko, a stickworm, and a couple bed and bass and some cypress trees, and he'll be all right.
There we go.
Heck yeah. We already have one coming in from Gillmaster, Brennan. It says, Brennan, I must ask you a question. Very cliche.
Yeah. Spice it up a bit.
Yeah. Better be a good question.
Give me a real good one next, and you'll probably get it.
I wanted to go Cox on this as well and take my second chalk pick, but I'm riding the guy that already has won doing exactly the kind of fishing I think he's going to be doing here at the Pasquotank, and I'm going old Billy Lowen for this event. I think he's going to do exactly what he did at St. John's River. Whether it works out or not, well, that remains to be seen. But
swim jig and a jig, baby.
3% as well.
Brennan, you better look at the comments.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh man,
right up on the
yeah, Michael Bradley. Michael Bradley. That
That's a really good one.
was, yep. Sorry,
Bravo.
Bailey.
Brutal.
No apologies needed. I know I grow a horrible stash.
No, I think I feel bad for his aunt. Is who I feel bad for.
True.
Oh, that's awesome. Michael, get in touch with us, whether we're email, social, whichever's easiest for you, and we'll get you that code sent out for a free pair of Hobie shades. And there's still one up for grabs, folks. So keep the comments rolling. Cletus has got to pick his favorite comment. Get as rowdy as you'd like, because it is a not so serious show, if you will. But all right. So that wraps up bucket A. What are we thinking weight, boys? Weight-wise, over 4 days.
You said, what did it win this last week? You said 26?
26 for a one-dayer. Yeah.
I went way too low.
I just
All
threw
right,
out
you
a
said it.
wow.
You said it, Justin. What
what
was
is
it?
I went 84.5.
I don't think you're low.
That's not
No.
low.
I went higher
No.
than that, man.
I thought I was super high, and I'm only 5 above that.
Yeah.
So what'd you have, Cletus?
89.2.
89.2. Yeah. I definitely don't think you went low, because I went 92.7. That's what I went mine. I think they're going to have over 20 a day.
Yeah. At my first time that I put it in, I was thinking about barting the weight and going Adam Bartuzak and going like 101 something, but I came back down to earth.
122 pounds.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to go 87.7, but I feel like I'm going to be light because it just feels like the unknown, and whoever finds a big wad of fish is probably going to catch them for all 4 days.
I feel like this is going to be a hard tournament to have a sustainable pattern, though, is the only thing.
Maybe.
Like I feel like it'll be one where like somebody catches like a 30 bag and they catch like a 26 and then they catch like a 22
14.
and then it's like 14 pounds on day 4.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what I factored in. It was like trying to obviously manifest it, but it's going to be like a 26, 27 day one, and then like a 20, a 21, or 23 or something like that. It's kind of where I went with that. But yeah, I mean, you have a great point though, Clint. Like, especially looking at the wind, south, and then completely switch to north, like that is going to switch everything for people. I feel like you can have a great day one, day 2, and then you might see some people drop day 3.
That's got to make it so hard to practice. Like, you got to think these guys are the top of the game. Like, I can't imagine going into this tournament and being like, how do I even prepare? Because you don't prepare for that. Like, I mean, I guess some of these guys, obviously they do, but like, how do you, in just 3 days of practice, understand what, like on a new fishery that most of these guys haven't been to, even if they've pre-practiced, they haven't experienced these conditions. So like, how can they be that on the fly? Like, this will be the most wild card tournament I feel like we've had in a while, just for the pure fact of like the weather, the conditions, the fishery, like what is the bait like what like how does the bait set up at spawn time? Like, there's so many variables in this one. I feel like it's one of the most wild card events we've ever had. So I'm excited to watch it. It'll be a great one to watch, especially when I'm idling trying to break in my motor, hopefully.
Good luck.
It's a good point. I mean, basically, if you're looking at the conditions, like especially for practice, the practice conditions each day of practice is the same as Saturday, Sunday. So you're basically practicing to get to day 3, and then it looks like you're hoping, I guess, you can live through spawners or something's protected enough for the first 2 days. It doesn't matter what wind direction, but it's a good call in regards to that, because that's a hard thing to practice for when you have 2 polar opposite winds. But be interesting.
Yep.
Wade Mitchell says no. John Garrett mentioned, kind of shocking given the 30-pound bag on St. John's. John Garrett's kind of like a BP in my mind. Not obviously putting them on the same level, but in regards to how they can catch him anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. He finds those spots the same way Brandon does that just have.
John has put in the time, man. Like, look at how close he was to being on the Elite so many times, and just like so many, like, what a roller coaster he's been on. And I feel like he is just still building that bass fisherman bolt by bolt, like being able to have all these things in his toolbox. It's pretty awesome to watch. Like, and he's still young, man. He's what, 28? Like, he's still very young, but still very stoic in the way he fishes. I feel like he's very confident in his game plan. And when his game plan is the right one, like, it's going down. So it'll be exciting to watch. That is a good pick.
He's got to be like him and Joe Lee got to be one of the greatest like examples of how successful college can be for these guys, like the college bass ranks and building that experience.
No doubt. Yeah.
All right. Anybody else not give their weight?
I'm going to say 98, 9 pounds, 8 ounces, 90 pounds, 8 ounces.
Oh, okay. I got you. I was like, wait, whoa, damn, 90.
9 pounds.
Not bad.
3 days are canceled.
Yeah, exactly. I'm betting on the tornadoes.
One thing I will say that's not very unfamiliar is that I didn't realize this until now as I'm doing some research, but Drew Gill won here last year in the Bass Pro Tour on the Chowan River, which dumps into the Sound.
And that's
You wanna
fishable
scope
water, right?
Yeah. That's the main river that dumps into the Sound, the biggest one.
He was
Yeah.
scoping with a jerkbait, I believe.
Didn't Burge do well in that? I don't know. I don't keep up with MLF very much, but I'm pretty sure Burge did good in that
I
event
think
too.
Burge always does well. To be
Burge and
honest.
Yeah.
Innovator.
Didn't he have
I'm looking
another
at
third in the Red
7.
Crest? Hasn't he have like 3 of those?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, Burge is gonna win one. It's not. He's one of those guys where it's not if, it's a win.
Didn't he
scenario.
win in Oklahoma last year?
He did. He won. He won a BPT regular season. I mean, like a big championship, like a Red
That one.
Crest, something like that. Oh, here you go. I can see Bailey and Teak as the new Super Troopers.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
We need
Getting closer.
Yeah,
I hadn't sold me yet. I'm a hard sell right now.
Get some
I'm a hard
aviators.
Oh,
I got to see some off the dome, like lay that wedging grass on my crankbait. Like, give me something off the wall, out of the bean can. Bush's baked bean can. Give me something.
Say it with your chest. Say it with your
Yeah.
chest.
what do you think? Big fish. Are we gonna see one over 9?
8-7.
9-12.
8-7.
I'm going to go one above you, 8-8.
Come on, Andy.
What a guess. I'm gonna go 9-3.
Whoa.
There was a couple
Ooh.
8 highs caught in that local tournament.
Going 9-12.
Jeez Louise.
The dang.
Give me a 10. Does anybody got a 10? Give
I'm
us a
going to be
10.
the
So wait,
pessimist.
Bailey, what?
All right, I'll go 10.
Andy the auctioneer.
Yeah. Give me a 10. 10-1.
What were you saying?
I'm
Teak?
a-
What were you saying?
I was going to say, Bailey, what did you say Big Bass was in this last one?
So Big Bass was 8.8, like 8.8, not 8 ounces, 8.8. But there was 2 over 8 pounds, and there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 highs.
Wow. I mean, if there's that many going down and it's the elites for 4 days, I know that we got the cold front, but I'm going to say just 9.11. Give me 911.
They won't weigh it in that, so you can't.
Dang it. Good point. 9 pounds, 1 ounce.
There we go.
Oh man. All right. Anything else we needed to cover on? Oh wait, we drained the lake.
In
Duh.
lake.
DTL.
See, why is this thing all janked up with the squares now? Who is screaming in the background? Did anybody else hear that?
I've been hearing that the whole show. I don't know who it is. It ain't me.
I mean,
All right. Drain the lake. Anybody out there's up and want to roll?
I'll rip.
Go for
I
it.
got Bo Browning, Matt Airy, Jake Whitaker, JT Tompkins, Bill Lowen, Kyle Welcher, Drew Cook, and Steve Kennedy.
Dig it. I'll rip here. I got Matt Airy, Brian Schmidt, Bill Lowen, Kenta Kimura, Seth Fider, John Cruz, Corey Johnston, and Drew Benton. Brandon, you got yours?
yeah, I'm ready. I got Ed Loughran, Wes Logan, Jay Powell, Brian Schmidt, Tyler Williams, KJ Queen, Caleb Kufall, Shane LaHue.
Ooh. Cletus?
I got Drew Benton, Greg Hackney, Steve Kennedy, Bill Lowen, Brock Mosley, Kyle Welcher, Jason Williamson, Luke Palmer.
Dig it. Don't listen to me. What did you pick?
I got Will Davis Jr., Brosnick, Polinick, Caleb Summerall, Drew Benton, Wes Logan, Bo Browning, and JT Tompkins.
Burning that Polinick pick. I like it.
Deke?
I've got Shane LaHue, Matt Airy, Jay Powell, Jason Christie, Jason Williamson, Luke Palmer, Loberg, and Ed Loughran.
Dig. River Boys.
And a sneeze.
All right. And a sneeze. Anything else we didn't touch on for?
I still need a better comment in the comment section.
You guys got 3 minutes. Let the comments fly. I want rapid
Slang it.
comments. Like let her rip. Oh, anything goes. You gotta impress Cletus here. But is there anything else on the river? I think we hit everything.
How many rivers are in play here? There's several.
They can make some
Bailey, can you pull up an Omnia of this place?
I will try and see right
Can you
now.
pull Omnia up on desktop?
I didn't think it had it on Omnia, which is why I didn't have it up in the first place. But let me double check.
Code Series 10 at checkout.
Brennan looks like Andy.
Say what now?
I guess they both have beards right now.
Well, Andy looks like Zach Galifianakis. Brendan is more like a. I don't know. What does Brendan look like?
We're talking about
No,
mustaches.
you look like have you guys seen? Was it? You ever seen the movie? Is it 13 Hours? One with Jim from The Office. He's in it. I can't remember his name.
Oh, that's a compliment. If you're saying I look like Jim from The Office, I'll take that.
Dude, he's got the big
think
beard.
Brendan
I think
looks
it's
like
13 Hours. I think it's what it's called.
Brennan looks
So
like a young artist.
oh, thank you.
I'm feeling like Jason
Wow.
Statham in disguise for an action movie.
Brennan's getting all the compliments.
I've been told I kind of look like a fat Carl Jochimson before, which I'll take that too. I'll take that all day.
Just a slightly unhealthier Carl.
Yeah, a lot unhealthier.
You're
A Carl
not-
that drinks
you're
too
not
many
fat
White
at
Claws.
all.
He likes his ice and his White Claws, not his ice baths.
My White Claws and my gliders.
Oh man.
See, someone could have just literally made that comment and it would have won.
I know you guys are slacking tonight, all right?
See how easy this is?
Layup in here.
I don't think they have it for Pasquotank. I'm trying the map layers here.
be like Albemarle Sound. It's like the last bay before the Virginia North Carolina border.
No, I'm there. I'm
Albemarle,
saying I don't
so-
think they have the
Fair
map layer, unfortunately, for it.
It's
I'm
one of
trying to
those-
find. I'm
Yeah.
trying to find the
Albemarle.
rivers that are open. However you say it, but I know the Roanoke is the river they can fish to the north, and that goes into Virginia. And I think they could run all the way into Virginia, but I'm not sure about how far south they can go. But I'm pretty sure they can go quite a ways.
Yeah,
So
there's
one
a lot
of
of water.
the creeks are actually on Omni.
How is this not tidal? I don't understand how. I mean, it's literally
That's
on the
same, dude.
Yeah.
coast here.
I wonder if it's just the Pasquotank River is not tidal, but all the access, like the Albemarle Sound, is. I wonder if it's just the actual river, like when we Googled Pasquotank. I wonder if the Albemarle Sound is tidal.
Right.
Let's see.
Because that could be crazy too. It's like, I
Yeah,
remember
so
John Cox talking on a pod a couple weeks ago how he would dip his finger in the water and be like, "Is it salty?" And he'd be like, "Oh, I gotta get out of here." Like he'd be like, "Why am I not getting bit?"
Oh my god!
Who's going to catch the biggest striper? There ought to be some big striper that run in. this
Gotta
thing.
be.
The
So
old straw.
there's definitely tidal at play because it says the Chowan River is tidal. So if those ones are attached, I mean it might just depend on where you're going.
Oh my gosh! Look at Tom Sullivan's comment.
Andy's picks are brought to you by Depends.
I love that. It's good. It's pretty good.
I'm gonna hold and see if there's a higher bidder.
Damn, he's
Dude,
playing
you
hard
are-
to get.
You are
Yeah.
stingy.
That
I'm
is
just not so like if it doesn't like actually make me laugh when I saw it, like that other one did. No, like it's not a fun reference. You know, I don't want to think of
It's like,
Andy Jeremy.
we will be
you know?
here all night. Someone should do something. It's like that coach where you're just like running sprints, just running sprints. Like we're gonna keep running.
You're gonna be shooting 3 free throws down in the comments.
We just got one creek.
That's where John Cox is going to be.
Well, you can see.
If you scroll all the way up to as far as you can see in the top left corner, that's where Cox will be.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
it'll
See
be
it
like,
way
oh,
up
61 degree water, I'm down.
All the way up here.
That looks like is that the Chowan?
Yeah.
Like the main
I don't
river
know.
that dumps in.
It doesn't look like the Chowan.
Alligator River.
That's the one below it to the south there.
Yep.
Where does this go to? What is this?
I don't know, but I'm looking.
Whoa.
The
Hungo
thing is,
River,
they
Alligator
have
River
so
Canal.
much access to water. Like these guys can go far. Like,
Yeah.
what's going to be the drama from this tournament? Like, what's going to be?
Who
Somebody's
runs
gonna
out
go
of
off
gas
limits.
first?
I hope it's one of those situations where people are making long runs. I always love those are so dramatic, and I really wish Mark Zona would come back and cover him because he's so good at those dramatic situations.
Can we
Or it
all
could be
agree
like-
the classic felt like Bassmaster again of coverage?
Oh, dude.
It could be like KJ on day 4 or day 3 of that Open. It was his last Open to qualify. He forgot to fill up the boat, and he had to go. He like dumped in, was about to blast off. There's only 10 guys blasting off, and then he had to go pull the boat out and go fill it up.
I remember that. Yeah.
That was crazy. I was there for that. I was sitting in the truck with Jeff, and it was funny.
Oh, jeez.
Mike says Tyler McKinney. I don't know who Tyler McKinney is.
That's his little sister. See, like, there's so many layups here. Come on, like, somebody say something good in the comments.
Here's what we're gonna do.
I'm gonna have to scroll back.
We're just
You know
gonna we're gonna stay live, and we're just gonna wait for Cletus to pick his favorite comment.
I'm just gonna stay live until I fall asleep or something wakes me up here in the comments.
It's just live all the rest of the night.
I'm just gonna scroll through and see if I see any honorable mentions here. But
This is not anything against the people commenting tonight. Cletus is just
this
playing
is
real hard
everything
to get.
against the people in the comments, actually.
Jeez, this
see.
guy works out for a couple weeks and now he's super hard to get.
Couple weeks. I wish. I wish, bro.
Couple
I
weeks.
wish.
That was savage, Bailey.
Dude,
Jeez.
that'd be some bro Zempic for fishermen, son. I
Bro
like
Zempic.
So I found the limits for the tournament. They can go as far north as Norfolk, Virginia, or as far south as Morehead City, North Carolina. And it's 150 miles distance between the two places.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We got any dams or locks or anything crazy like that?
Damn.
The ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go catch a shark
Yeah,
or
fine.
something?
You
I
might
have
see
my-
some
I have my
like
comment.
intercoastal waterway running, which would be sweet.
Can you imagine you just zero on day one, so you say screw it, and you just go shark fishing from the bass boat for live coverage the next day?
There we go.
I
Yes.
have
That's
my
okay.
comment, but I gotta find photo evidence here, just for sport.
Uh-oh.
All right, I went back to 8:20 p.m.
8:20. That was like almost the beginning of the show.
Yep. All right. Here's our reference.
Oh, let me blow you up
We're
here.
getting Instagram
Quail egg.
notifications.
Oh, yeah. Quail
All
eggs.
right. MJ said Mercer was hamming it up. Quail eggs aren't that bad because they're not, and so it goes to MJ.
That's
Good.
your comment?
Yeah,
Good pick, though. Good pick.
because he was hamming.
He's been throwing some
Like,
sauce.
look at that ham. He's hamming, man. He knows he liked that. He
Yeah,
knows he liked that.
that's pretty good.
That's a meme right there. Sorry,
Also,
Marcy.
hang on. While I'm in the photos from the classic, I've got one that I'm going to frame that I think is absolutely awesome, and I want to get it autographed. It's going to be sweet. Taku's the man.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
I seen you post that. That is such a badass shot.
That is awesome.
I love
Taku.
how Taku's shelling out that drink like it's supposed to be something healthy too.
It's
That's the best
Kora.
part. It's what? I thought it was a beer.
It's Kora. It's
Cora.
Coca-Cola.
Jesus Christ.
We've all had them before. Coca-Cola.
Well, MJ, if you're still in the chat, you've
He
won
had
a
another
pair.
couple good comments in there too, so that's
He's been-
kind of
yeah,
what threw me there.
Solid
He's on-
points. all
He's
night.
on every show. Worst case, if he doesn't get in touch with us, we'll get him next week or the next event anyway. But MJ, if you're
Like
still on here, you want a pair of Hobie Hour shades, send us an email, social, whichever is easiest for you. Sorry, Clint waited an hour and a half to pick your comment from the beginning of the show.
Worth the wait, though.
There's
Worth
there's
the
a
wait.
good honorable mention at the very end, the last comment from Wade Mitchell.
How can I be offended by a guy named Cletus?
And everyone spells Cletus wrong. It's 2 E's, man. Cletus. It's not Cletus. I'm not like saying Cletus pray before I
Cletus
eat.
the
You know?
lettuce.
Like,
Oh
I caught a
my
fish on a
God.
piece of Cletus.
He's like,
That
oh, was that a
widgeon
Perrick
grass.
reference?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Well, gents, anything else to hit on tonight before we wrap this sucker up?
I think we wrap it.
All right, Boomer, you are missed. Hopefully, we'll have you on a show sometime when you decide you love us and want to come back.
Hopefully you
On.
can come commentate.
Yeah.
Come back, Boomer.
Yeah, if you want to come when you're done working the expo, come let us know. All right, folks. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you on the next one.